दोनों ही मॉडरेटर्स से निवेदन करना चाहूंगी, कृपया इस पैनल डिस्कशन की आप शुरुआत करें।
Good afternoon. Ratish and I have been given the tough task of moderating a session after lunch. We promise to keep you awake. But thank you to the Department of Tourism, Government of Madhya Pradesh, and FICCI for the opportunity to discuss a topic at least very close to my heart. And I would like to just take 2 minutes of your time to frame this discussion with some statistics. I promise some of it may be repetitive, what you've heard over the last 2 days, but most of it I'm trying to weed out. According to the data of Ministry of Tourism's annual report, in 2024, India recorded 9.66 million foreign tourist arrivals and generated 2.77 lakh crores in forex, a 19.8% increase over the previous year. Domestic tourism has also increased significantly, and it saw 2,509 million domestic tourists in 2023. Tourism today is not only about an economic force, but is also a cultural and diplomatic tool, enabling exchange, fostering understanding, and projecting soft power. Madhya Pradesh has emerged as a standout performer in the national tourism sector. To quote statistics shared by our distinguished panelist, Mr. Shukla, in 2024, the state recorded 13.41 crore tourist visits, 19.6% over 23, and a remarkable 526% compared to 2020. Also, in the words of Mr. Shukla, Madhya Pradesh's strong emergence as a favored tourist destination on the tourist map of India was attributed to visionary policies, development of infrastructure, and active participation of local communities. In 2024, Madhya Pradesh attracted 1.67 lakh international tourists. The state's religious destinations attracted 10.7 crore visitors. That was a 21.9% increase. If the figures are a little off, I apologize, but this is the research I was given. Heritage tourism drew 80 lakh visitors, 25% increase year over year. And now we turn our eyes to Gwalior. It is the city of forts and music, is emerging as Madhya Pradesh's most captivating tourist hub, a city of grandeur, heritage, and cultural legacy. In 24, welcomed over 9 lakh tourists, 3 times the number of 2023. A creative city of music, home to the Gwalior Gharana, birthplace of Drupad and Khayal, and the Tansen Sangeet Samovar Festival, which celebrated its 100 years in 2024, which anchors its identity in the global classical music map. Our session today will explore how Gwalior and the wider heartland of Madhya Pradesh can leverage heritage, cultural capital, and recent momentum to build on the global brand and make it a compelling, authentic, attracting visitors, celebrating tradition, crafts, communities, and make it a unique region. And to answer these questions and more, we have a stellar panel. I know that both the panels are being combined, so we're going to tag team off each other. I'm going to start with Mr. Shukla as my first question. As I mentioned, Madhya Pradesh has seen a 526% rise in visitors since 2020. At the Global Investor Summit in 2025 in Bhopal, you mentioned tourism has been presented as one of the state's priority sectors, and the state received investment intentions worth 70,000 crores as a run-up to the summit. 2 significant policy frameworks were launched: MP in Tourism Investment Policy 25 and MP Film Tourism Policy 25. Congratulations on these developments, and congratulations on this wonderful conclave. So just throwing out a big open question to kickstart off this discussion. What is your vision for the future of tourism in Madhya Pradesh, and what role do you see the recent policy initiatives playing in sustaining this growth?
First of all, thank you so much for the compliments which you gave and the kind of figures which speak for themselves. And I'm also thankful to the entire co-panelists who have taken out time to be here and be a part of this session. We would all be learning a lot from the esteemed panel. So coming to Madhya Pradesh, of course, as you have mentioned, that tourism is very much on the agenda, very high on the agenda of MP government. MP government understands well that we are so richly endowed with cultural and natural heritage that we are second to none in the world. And why should we not be leveraging this natural heritage which we have been born with? So with that intent, government of Madhya Pradesh came out with a wonderful policy in 2025 for investments in all sectors of tourism taken together. It is not only for the hotels and resorts, let me clarify. It is for any tourism and hospitality project which one can think of. The incentives and the hand-holding and facilitation is open for all the sectors taken together which are related to tourism. And the kind of incentives which we are offering are one of the best in the country. That apart, the best thing which the state government feels that can be done for winning the confidence of investors is to give them that comfort, ease with which they can do business in Madhya Pradesh. And we were tasked to understand and study that what kind of bottleneck investors in tourism sector face. We studied the entire country, scanned. We found that to open a resort or hotel, some of the hoteliers are here, they would agree with me, they require 25 to 30 permissions from different departments and they have to run helter-skelter. So what we decided that we study closely, that what are the things which are utmost important to be taken permission of, otherwise we do away with those permissions or we start a system of deemed to permission. And we reduced these permissions from 30 to 10 in Madhya Pradesh with this new policy. And coupled with that, we have also taken unto ourselves, of course, that's work in progress. Some of you might say that still it is not fully operational. Yes, we do agree, but we have taken a very ambitious aim of putting all these permission system on one single portal where the investor related to any field, what to talk of tourism, anything, any damn thing happening in Madhya Pradesh, any investment, if he has to go to any X, Y, or Z department, he will have to fill in his data only once there. And whatever permissions are required will be automatically passed on to that particular department, and department is supposed to upload the permission in a given time frame. And this would be centrally monitored at the highest level. So this kind of an ambitious system is going to be put in place very soon, which government is committed to. So these are the things which we are doing. Why? Because we understand MP has got huge potential ready to be tapped. And we want investors, we want tourists, especially discerning tourists who understand the value of the assets which we have in Madhya Pradesh. We don't want unnecessary crowds. We want those who understand, appreciate the niceties of the kind of heritage we have. And we would like to give them the world-class experience, world-class infrastructure, and with that intent, all of us are working together. A slightly longish answer, but I think that was necessary.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll come back to you with a follow-up. Aman, I'm going to go to you next. If you get yourself a mic. You know, you've been the pioneer in heritage hospitality and restoration. You've been doing this for over 40 years. I've had the pleasure of staying at some of your properties, and it's an absolute delight. You work with the local economies, you create local very unique experiences. In Madhya Pradesh, you have the beautiful Neemrana Devbagh, and I think are working on a second property. What do you see as the biggest opportunities in positioning MP as a leader in heritage hospitality? You mentioned the belly button part earlier, so we can skip that.
I said it in Hindi, but Nabhi is, I think belly button has more punch. If you want to do advertising, you have to say the belly button of India. It strikes you, you know that, and once you hear it, you remember it. Can I answer this a bit obliquely? I think that, you know, when we are discussing anything, Madhya Pradesh being the point just now, there are two ways to view yourself. One is with complacence, you know, that we are sitting in the middle, we have everything, we'll do everything, will happen. And the other is with humility. I personally have always looked at my life with humility, because karma should be, you know, I work 20 hours a day, but there's no arrogance about what one is doing, because it happens. So here I'm not talking just about Madhya Pradesh. Let me talk about India and tourism. In India, we keep saying our tourists have gone up, our tourists have gone up, they've gone up this percent, that percent. But what is the role model? The best example in the world is the country of France. France is about the size of Madhya Pradesh. France has a population of about 65 million people, it gets 92 million tourists. So I think the role model for Madhya Pradesh should be to become France. So forget, this state, that state. We should not compare ourselves and feel good about anything. And actually, like we said today, and I know Madhya Pradesh fairly well. I've traveled a lot in it. I've traveled Rajasthan even more. Madhya Pradesh is Rajasthan plus plus. So if you are well located, you have, nature's bounty of everything, then you have to, and you also have sensible people at the helm of affairs. So today you know that if a film like Three Idiots was made and that whole area became havoc because suddenly the carbon footprint was, 1,000 times more. So today if Madhya Pradesh is spending 5,500 crores in wildlife, it's fantastic. But as Mr. Mishra said, that we have to be cautious that we want the right kind of people. You can't suddenly have the whole world trampling through the forests of Madhya Pradesh and then you ruin it. So sorry, I think I digressed, but it answered your question in a very sort of broad way.
All right, thank you for that. Mr. Gupta, for decades, Indian-bound tourism has revolved around the Delhi-Agra, Jaipur, Golden Triangle. Your company, your travel bureau has had deep networks across Ocha, Khajuraho, Gwalior, Varanasi, among other cities. Today I heard the concept of the diamond ring. So what strategies would you recommend to break this visitor concentration and push international travelers more towards the tier 2 cities and cultural structure clusters in Madhya Pradesh and beyond?
Thank you. That's a very relevant question and the point which was taken by Honorable Chief Minister Sir also. Yes, the possibility is there. There's a huge amount of tourists that we have in the Golden Triangle, and Agra is where I live. Extending to Gwalior, now there is a possibility, but to my mind, if you're looking for solutions, we probably have to change a little narrative, reposition Gwalior, spin the story, and add experiences. Let me elaborate. What is Gwalior quickly known as? To our mind, it quickly comes as City of Music, Gwalior Gharana, Scindia Museum, Gwalior Fort. So, if you really look at it, the City of Music, this narrative of the UNESCO cities, we need to spin it. We need to advertise and attract on this basis. City of Music, the Tansen Music Festival, sir. Last year we had American guests. I'm not trying to criticize, I'm trying to offer a suggestion and submission to our Mr. Shukla, sir. We couldn't find the final dates for 6-8 months. The tourist was looking and asking every bloody fortnight. Only about 10 days before we could say, all right, it is from 19 to X December. Then we struggled to get him a free pass. We couldn't buy any ticket, we couldn't get anywhere. So finally we managed to get a pass for him, and we could confirm, and we could say, wow, we managed a pass for you and you're on. He did come, he had a great time. My submission, sir, is same MP Tourism does Khajuraho Dance Festival. Dates are 20th to 26th February every year. Kindly fix the date for Gwalior Music Festival every year. Give us a, so that we can advertise and we can plan. So that is one. Sir, you just gave to, I may not be having the correct name, but Maharaja Tomar Singh Music University of Gwalior. Now that's the right platform. We would like to engage with them. We have a local office here, we have local tour operators here. If they can give us a 1 hour or 90 minutes program by saying, this is Gwalior Gharana, You will have one or two performers, artists who would interact, who will explain, who will play for you. And it is on. It is available. Of course, we have in advance. We can tell you 15 days, 1 month in advance. And you charge us. You give us I mean, sorry for a figure, it could be anything, but you say 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees, fine. But we know, to our tourists, we can say in 20,000 rupees, here is the city of music, here is the Gwalior Gharana, here is the authentic experience, and that's it. So, we think of, one more thing that we think of Gwalior is Sindhya School. So, we have whole kinds of tourists, student groups, foreign professors. They would like to, so if Sindhya School, I mean, these are thoughts, sir. You only asked me, so these are thoughts. If you can give a PRO, and we could contact them and we can say, okay, here will be this school round. Then we need to go to beyond Gwalior, sir. The road from highway to Orcha, that needs to improve. The road to the Gwalior Fort, that needs to be done. Our biggest blockage is Khajuraho, sir. We lost 350 groups of foreigners in 1 year in Khajuraho due to absence of flight connectivity. My request to Shukla sir is, flights, yes, they would have, they would look at viability and all that. But just give us one Vande Bharat Khajuraho to Varanasi. The filling is not a problem with our kind of population, and that will take care of the entire tourism of Khajuraho. Otherwise, that city is going to miss the bus. Thank you very much, sir. I could have gone on, but I guess time is limited.
The idea of music tourism or cultural tourism is very relevant. And here you have Tansen and you have the Sarod Museum also there, which could be part of your tourist.
Allow me just one sec, sir. And in Sindhya Museum, sir, if you can have an interactive experience, give us a high tea with an interactive experience. So that's how I can send from tourists from Jaipur and Agra to Gwalior, sir. So give us some experience, give us some narrative, give us some stories, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we'll turn to Ravi. He's bringing all the foreign tourists in anyway. Ravi, as the president of IITO, you represent India's link with international operators and source markets. Madhya Pradesh welcomed 1.67 lakh foreign tourists in 2024. That's still a modest number compared to the domestic volume. What strategies can help Gwalior and Madhya Pradesh become a stronger contender in the international itineraries and global tourism circuit? We heard a few examples earlier from Mr. Gupta, but something more from a B2B perspective?
Thank you, Asad. First of all, I'd like to say that India has 28 states, 8 union territories. And every state compete with each other when they go on an international market. One good thing Madhya Pradesh is doing is keeping consistency with their promotion overseas. So they are present in all the trademarks, travel fairs. They are inviting foreign tour operators to their state. They are inviting Indian tour operators who are selling India as a destination to foreign tour operators. So they are building up on these things, and I'm sure that foreign tourists, it is a matter of time, 1.67 lakhs, which you said in 2024, that we will have more tourists coming to Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has everything to offer. We have seen a wonderful presentation this morning, be it culture, heritage, food. We have seen beautiful dances yesterday, very mind-boggling. I think this is what a foreign tourist want to see in India. I always say that none of the FTOs, when we travel, because I've been to many places for marketing, doing it for over 26 years, they never ask India to be a beach destination or wildlife destination standalone. Okay, they can be sold as a part of the program, but India is known for culture and heritage, and we have to, that's our USP, we have to keep it in front. And Madhya Pradesh has everything what we can offer to the foreign tourists. Gwalior stands in a very good geographical location. It used to be in the regular itinerary of Delhi, Jaipur, Agra, Gwalior, Orcha, Khajuraho. Unfortunately, because there was very less accommodation here in the beginning, so there was no stay in the city. But I hope now I see lots of new hotels which came up. This can be a very attractive city and can be a 1 or 2 night stay, so that people can stay and see around Gwalior. And this regional tourism conclave is a very good step by government, because all the tour operators who came here, they will go on this fam trips after this. Of course, when they see the destination, then only they will able to suggest and offer to their clients. So in future, it's a very good thing. And what Mr. Gupta said, UNESCO is a big thing. Everybody in the tourism world understand UNESCO. If it is a UNESCO city of music, that need to be promoted. Keep it in the forefront, sir, keep it in the forefront of your promotions for Gwalior, and make one very strong music like Tansen Festival, make it is a global festival. There are hundred thousands of people around the world who comes and go for concerts. Pradhan Mantri also said जो भी music festival हुआ था कि it's attracting Coldplay festival, it attract lots of people from around the world. So if this festival can be promoted, there is no way that Gwalior cannot be promoted,
Wonderful. Thank you for that. We have three wonderful hoteliers on this panel, so I'm sure they are working at getting the hotel infrastructure building it further to keep up with the increasing tourist population. Vikas, I'm going to you. Zone by Park has been steadily growing across India with projects in Indore and Bhopal. You've set to expand your footprint in this state. When we spoke, you spoke very highly of working in Madhya Pradesh versus other states, about the ease of doing business and the support you get whilst doing here. So how do you see boutique hospitality brands shaping the tourism landscape in Madhya Pradesh? It's a continuation of my topic, especially in emerging cultural hubs like Gwalior.
See, first and foremost, what you asked, boutique hospitality brands, today, let me take you a little back. What is it that the customer or today's traveler is looking at? Everyone has been talking one word, experiences. So anything and everything which we do is built around experiences. And another thing which has changed, and I think which is for everyone is seeing that people are not looking at going back to those traditional old tourism destination. Everyone wants to experience something new, be it the destination, unheard of or offbeat places which people say, be it the cuisine, be it the experiences, and what else can I carry back. Another thing which is there is, and how do people come in? You need to be right there first. I think today there is enough of content available online. And if you look at some of the Google reports, you get a age bracket of people who are searching for places to go. But when you deep dive, they may not be looking at places for themselves. They are looking for places for the parents, elderly in the family, and the time of one vacation versus multiple vacations in a year is right now. And all that is built around experiences.
Wonderful, thank you. I'm going to bounce this now to Ratish to start his part, and then we'll regroup.
Thank you, Asad. Thank you, MP Tourism, for both the conclave and this panel. It's incredible the number of great experts sitting across from diverse fields. So very honored to be here. I think Ilyas Sahab, MD, I'm going to start with you. As as was just said, that infrastructure को कहते हैं कि रीढ़ की हड्डी, backbone of tourism, and सब लोगों ने बोला कि मध्य प्रदेश जैसा कोई शायद स्टेट नहीं है, 18 वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट्स. I was shocked with that statement. Even as a conservation architect, I had not realized. So what is MP Tourism doing towards building infrastructure or facilitating the building of infrastructure for tourism?
Good afternoon all. Obviously, for the basic of any tourism is the infra itself, right? When you don't have infra, then even experiences or the hospitality sector would definitely loses its relevance, right? The basic infra is always essence of a tourism sector, but it is just not a one department developing the infra, but there are various departments. Department cannot work in silos, right? So we work with the urban department, we work with other tribal department to create an infra. So under SARS and CM SARS directions, the most important infra is the connectivity itself, right? So one of the reason still we feel when he said that actually even a one Vande Bharat train between the Varanasi and Khajuraho would do a whole lot of it will make sense. So that we really realized, and we are continuously taking effort in that directions in all the meetings. I think that we never had this before, having such an interaction with all the airline companies, right? So the state has launched its own airline connectivity scheme, and state is providing VGF, viability gap funding, to connect in the cities. One of the fixed wing aircraft is flying between the Bhopal, Satna and Singrauli, maybe via Khajuraho, via Jabalpur, depending upon its needs. Apart from that, we are soon going to come up with our own helicopter connectivity, right? Actually, probably the next week, and it would be put it before the cabinet, it would get approved, and there will be 3 sectors. The choppers would be flying. Again, the private operator would come and fly, and the state government, depending upon the need, whether take premium or give VGF. So it would cover the wildlife sector, it would cover the religious tourism sector, and also the hill stations and Datia, Orcha, and these sectors also. That's one part. Second part is, of course, even now, I think we have, like you said, mentioned about the roads. We are continuously in touch with the work departments to improve the road connectivity. And MP had done a tremendous job in last a few years, right? 5-10 years, the connectivity across the Madhya Pradesh has been improved a lot, right? But still, we understand a lot to be done. So we keep noting those issues. We keep doing it. Third is a destination infrastructure, right? Actually, even for the curating the infra. Experiences. For example, Gwalior, so we have a good light and sound show before. Now it got upgraded. Now if you go and see, there's one of the very beautiful light and sound show in the voice of Amitabh Bachchan. Right? Actually, people love it. I think there is a growing popularity for it. And then we just had done a first handloom craft village of the country, Pranpur, near Chanderi. Right? Chanderi sarees, all 700 and 800 years old and a tradition. So I think we provided good infra. Of course, a tourism board and tourism corporation has supported it. And then a tourist can go to the weavers' houses, and they can have a first-hand experience of weaving, and they can buy Chanderi sarees. There is a Canloom Cafe, which is run by the local self-help groups, which gives a livelihood to the local women. So these kind of experiences and we come. Now we started we venture into a new areas of having a tie-up with the private sector coming in. Like Sir mentioned, a full-back experience. Like there the government of India is funding us, and it's a government and the private jointly investing in it, and then operationalized by the experienced the operators. So I think full-back is one example. And the second is a Orcha. Orcha, again, like you said, obviously it's going to be in UNESCO's permanent list soon, maybe in 2 years, and it's going to be in a permanent UNESCO heritage site. There, the government is investing a lot. So probably 250 crores worth of project is already ongoing. Orcha is known for architecture and also religious tourism, and also the heritage, right? So we are investing in all the fronts, and again we are going to have a tie-up with the private sector. Chandrasekhar Azad Museum is going to come up, and the Orcha Light and Sound Show will be coming up in a fully renewed vigor. It will be a first of its kind show where there will be a live performance along with the technology being used to show the Light and Sound Show. So the corporation is an executive agency for all engineering projects, right? Wherever we get fund, now we have decided that I think it should go into creating experiences, good experiences for the tourist, and also the basic amenities of the clean toilets. So when we talk about tourism, still we hear the word for India, the hygiene, clean toilets is a need. That is still challenging, although we are still constructing good toilets over there. Just today also the Honorable CM inaugurated the public convenient facility cum interpretation center in Mitavali, Patavali, Pateshwar. So we are going into offbeat destinations where not so popular, But there we are creating a basic infra, basic the toilet facilities, and I think we would take care of its maintenance in the near future also. So, so I think after listening to all the panelists, now we understood we still keep learning, and we would definitely direct our energy and the resources in the right direction, so that I think a good holistic ecosystem can be created for the tourism sector.
I think Amanji wants to say something.
I'm very happy to hear what you said, because the government has for a long time known that there is nothing better than public and private partnership, because there's continuity in the private sector, which is difficult. We can have one fantastic officer, then the next one comes, and then you're talking to a wall, so those kind of problems arrive. So Neemrana Hotels was the first to do the PPP projects in the Punjab, in Rajasthan, and there were states not at all prepared for anything. They just thought, thank God we found somebody, let's just offload it on the private sector, forgetting that private-public partnership, PPP means that. So we had every problem, no road, no electricity, no water, we are banging our head. So I went to these governments and said to them, actually for the private sector, PPP means private parties problem. Just load it to them. So let's talk of Gwalior. Okay, so I've been coming here, during the restoration of Deobag and so on. Even today, so a lot of the time it was dug up and a lot of good things were happening. But I don't mean, we are talking as insiders. When you drive around Gwalior, there is one Rajpath, the Champs-Élysées of Gwalior, so which is beautifully lit and very wide and wonderful. But then you want to go to other places. Yesterday I said, I think we will coin a new word for Gwalior. It's the city of U-turns. Because you have to go this way, then you have to go this way. So somebody has to do proper traffic planning, because if you're just a foreigner who's in love with India, you take all this in a certain spirit. But there's a limit to this, You can have adventure, but you can't have adventure that you don't know which side to go and how to go. So I think if you work on that in the city is fantastic. The old part, the new part, the palaces, the museums, and all the plans that you people have now, it's going to improve. But that accessibility is there. And I do believe that if government and private sector get together, it's a killing combination or a winning combination. There's nobody else who can do it better. And government also, if I may say, you face this problem. When one department of the government talks to the other department, they create trouble for them. So they tell us, we can't do this because forest is holding us up in this. So you are government talking to government and you have problems. Think of us as private sector. How can we deal with so many departments? So I think that you need, maybe you can make a start in Madhya Pradesh by making one more ministry, which is called the Inter-Ministerial Liaison Ministry, so that your ministries can coordinate with each other and do things faster. Yeah.
I think we'll just, I want to ask additional...
I just told him that we'll make him minister of that ministry.
Even just now we had a discussion that we have two moderators. Then I said, who will moderate the two moderators?
Aman.
मैम एडिशनल एमडी मैम मिसेस मुखर्जी, अभी विकास जी ने बोला कि टूरिस्ट आर not sightseeing anymore, they're really going for experiences. तो और हम सुबह से कई अद्भुत बातें सुन चुके हैं मध्य प्रदेश के बारे में, ग्वालियर के बारे में. तो आपसे कुछ जानना चाहेंगे कि कैसे इस टूरिस्ट ट्रेंड को जो चेंज हो रहा है साइट सीइंग से, उसको आप कैसे लीवरेज करेंगे?
गुड आफ्टरनून. जैसे कि आपने कहा कि अभी जो हमारे पास जो टूरिस्ट आ रहा है वो सिर्फ साइट सीइंग के लिए नहीं आ रहा है. What he is looking for? He is looking for authentic, diversified, immersive experiences. So, जैसे कि अगर हम अभी हमारे यंगस्टर्स को भी देखें या इवन अस ऑल्सो, जब हम इंस्टाग्राम के रील्स को भी हम 2 सेकेंड भी हम देखने के बाद वी स्क्रॉल. सो अब हमें अपने टूरिस्ट को इस तरीके के एक्सपीरियंसेस देने हैं सो दैट वी कैन होल्ड हिम फॉर 1 मोर एक्स्ट्रा डे. अब अगर बात हम इसी एरिया की करें, अगर हम चंबल की बात करें और ग्वालियर की बात करें, तो वी हैव मतलब मध्य प्रदेश टूरिज्म इज़ वर्किंग टू क्यूरेट सच एक्सपीरियंसेस इन एंड अराउंड. जैसे अगर मान लीजिए कोई टूरिस्ट ग्वालियर आ रहा है, तो ग्वालियर में डेफिनेटली ही विल गो अराउंड द फेमस टूरिस्ट हिस्टोरिकल प्लेसेस. देन it has lot of lineage with music, so he will go to Sarodghar, and we are coming up with the museum of music, so that will take care of all the lineage of the Drupad and everything from the Tansen and Baju Bawra. And then if he is interested in kind of wildlife, then he can go for a Chambal Ghadial sanctuary or maybe to the Kuno National Park. And we are also coming with a PPP tenting cities. We are actually 4 tenting cities will be operational, and we are looking for 3 more. So that those tenting cities will give a lot of water-based experiences, air-based experiences. Similarly, if you want to have a first-hand experience with the artisans, then we have curated many art and craft villages. We have curated one, as Ilayaraja sir told, in Pranpur. Then we are coming up one more at Maheshwar and at Kukshi, that is famous for the Bagh print and the Bagh sarees. So if we want to hold him for 1 extra day, we will have to curate a lot of experiences. Maybe some AR, VR driven experiences, maybe some digital experiences, some hands-on on various artisan kind of thing, some tenting cities, water-based experiences. So we will have to curate that kind of itinerary, and for such reason we are holding this conclave, so that you can give them an overview of all the experiences that we have curated and what are the new projects we are coming up. So by the end of the day, when they go and when they prepare their itinerary, that will have a lot of these immersive experiences. Thank you.
So Chetanji, if I may ask you, Chetanji runs a very popular wedding management company. So everybody's heard weddings are what multi-billion, trillion-dollar thing driving the Indian economy. So where, in your opinion, आपके मतलब कि इतनी आपने शादी इंडस्ट्री में है, ये ग्वालियर चंबल किया, what is the scope of competing with cities such as उदयपुर और जयपुर, और इसके लिए क्या करना होगा?
I'm going to be a little bold here, but there's this thing when you say that in shadi mein, you always ask that how many relationships has this person had? Have there been boyfriends? Have there been girlfriends? And when you say no, none, it's pure. This is what Madhya Pradesh is for me, from what I've seen. We sit today at a very exposed market. This has been ever since the evolution of the destination wedding thing in India in the last 20 years. Everyone's gone to, Goa started it. They were the first ones to get up and say beaches, 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 and everybody flocked there. The hotel set up, and it burst. And today it's become huge. Then Rajasthan started, and they made it a business. They made it. Wedding tourism was born there when the fact is they got up and they imbibed the fact when they said Padharo Maru Desh. Everybody imbibed that one thing. So from a taxi driver to somebody at the airport till the person serving you in your room, everybody had this whole Padharo Maru Desh happening, and that was a sentiment that they wore on their sleeve and they offered it to you. But there has been fatigue. We run a fairly large company. We do about 50 odd weddings in a season, and invariably when I have to tell my people that, okay, you guys are in Udaipur for 5 weeks and you guys are in Jaipur, I get this, oh no, I don't want to go back again, because it's the same thing. Now the fact is that today you've got from, and I took the Vande Bharat this morning, and with you, in fact, on the train, and 6 o'clock we left, and really credit to the railways. At dot at 6 o'clock we left, and at dot at 9:05 we were here. Now, and I was just thinking back, I'm saying that how many opportunities could this have been? We do team offsites, we do things with all these people. Nobody's even thought about it. So the thing is that I think, and I don't want to borrow and complicate the Indian tourism scenario. I know Orissa uses this term saying the best kept secret, but you guys have tremendous potential sitting so close. As the Honorable CM said this morning, you are very close to all this entire segment and the straight line that runs from Delhi down here. I think you've got so much of potential that there is there. A wedding needs music, a wedding needs fort, wedding needs great hotels. You've got all of that. We were having some media interaction this morning, and a lot of people asked us about Chambal. But the thing was, and this is where I'm going to draw back to what I'm talking about Rajasthan, because when they said, they used the word dacoits, they used the word daku, they used all of that. Now the fact is that was the past. There has been a lot of cleanup, there's been a lot of redevelopment in that sector. The governments have done a great job in cleaning that up. But if the narrative goes out, and I can't go to my client and say, listen, we'll do a 3-day destination wedding in Gwalior, but for the Mehndi, I'll take you to Daku land. He's not going to buy it. The packaging is all that matters. But having said that, if you look at the UAE and you look at places like Oman or Bahrain, which have got really very little to offer, but they'll take you to a desert camp. They've made it phenomenal. So people will drive 1 hour away into a desert camp to go. And why do people flock there? Because they don't see that on everyday basis. Now the fact is that if I were to do it, and I would ask all the stakeholders here, that if we were to sit here and plan this with you, I would love to do a wedding in thing wherein if we have a protected zone wherein we know that the government is talking about it, we develop it together, and I can then take people there. You need the first 1 wedding, 2 weddings, 3 weddings to come here. Everybody starts flocking. Like you said, ma'am, everybody sits on Instagram today. I mean, half my brides and grooms come to us. They first say, this is the wedding we want. Why? Because somebody's gone and done something unique. So I think the whole aspect is with conclaves like this, if we can come up with some unique opportunities, the forts, the palaces are for the everyday tourism people who come here. For the wedding tourism person, they want to get offbeat as you possibly can. That was it. At one point of time, a few years ago, we were doing something at the Dholpur Palace. I know it's Rajasthan, but it was down the road from you. We were doing that, and we did a cruise on the Chambal for thing. There was only 100 people, so we could pull it off. But it was the highlight of that entire thing. It was just a cruise on the Chambal, and that was one big possibility on that. So I feel that if you can get some unique opportunities that are crafted out, there is a lot that can happen. The other thing I want to say is that everybody talks about weddings, and no one talks about the whole social experience industry today. After COVID, everybody's woken up and said, oh my God, I'm turning 50 years old, I must have a party. I'm turning 40 years old, I must have a party. And these are smaller, manageable numbers. People who don't want to go with 300, 400, 500 people. You don't need to fill up a full train. You can come in a luxury bus, you can drive down in your private car, but you can have a fantastic experience. And I think my advice to this panel is also that I think from a hotelier, from the government, from the tourism perspectives, you should look at the entire celebration market and not just the weddings, because that is what will really take you to your glamping and take you to all these other places.
Thank you. I think the party is going to happen at Nimrana Hotel.
So Chetan said that MP is one of those states doesn't have any previous legacy of boyfriends. He has many girlfriends. If he divorces everyone, comes to MP, we are ready to solemnize marriage.
I'm ready to sign the contract today, sir.
So you were talking about Daku, Chetan. I would like to bring in Dr. Mohammed here because, sir, आपका क्या राय है? ये डाकू वापस आने चाहिए, नहीं आने चाहिए, कैसे आने चाहिए?
नहीं, डाकू को वापस मत लाइए. But we have a way of doing it, because the most important sector in tourism is, of course, the Golden Triangle, consisting of Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur. What do they offer? They offer, in Delhi you have Sultanate monuments and Mughal monuments. Come to Agra, the same Mughal monuments. Jaipur, you can call it Rajput monuments, but they are essentially architecturally, they are Mughal monuments. But we have something very different to offer. I mean, in Gwalior and Madhya Pradesh.
The
we have
Dakus.
No, Daku also, and something more also. If you want to see the real pristine purity of Hindu architecture, for that you have got Bateshwar, Padavali, Mitavali. But Bateshwar is completely a rebirth. In a huge earthquake, the entire temple town had crumbled down. And from that area, we have completely rebuilt it. Almost 90 temples have been rebuilt in that area. So that is a fantastic thing. I think some of you should go and see. I mean, in India, I don't think anywhere temples have been rebuilt like this one. So that is a real experience for that one. So that is what we have to offer, which is completely different from Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur. And the second thing is exactly what you said, dacoits. Because dacoits, I mean, they have got their own arms and ammunition also. Have you ever heard about a dacoit who had killed 186 people? It is from here only. It was Mansi. And out of them, 32 were police people. And his arms and ammunition, that is even now here in Gwalior. But we have not been able to display it. Similarly, many of this one, Mohar Singh, Malkhan Singh is even now alive. I call him the last Mughal because he is alive. 3 months back also I met him. So why can't we showcase these kind of people and this, phenomenal heritage also? I call it as a heritage. We have to have a museum of, displaying almost all the arms of these people. So which can, attract people. In England, they have done it. So similarly, in Spain, they have done it. Why can't we also do it? So these are the two USPs of our own area, and I think it should be properly utilized by our government also, and especially the tourism department. I think tourism department under Shivshankar Shuklaji and Liya Raja, they are taking, interest, and even today also had a discussion with the Honorable Chief Minister also. I think Sir will respond to it.
I think Amanji wants to second your...
I want to second. I think that, people are looking for real experiences, and the very rich people like the idea of living dangerously. If you look at the most expensive perfumes which are sold in Paris, one is called Poison, one is called Opium. These are not positive in the sense of traditional positivism. So we have weddings, people say we are dressing up as space people. So you've got all these space people doing a wedding, because a wedding is only a drama now, because the boy and girl are already living for many years together and so on. So if you're doing a drama, there's nothing better. If I was to get married, I would love to have a dacoit wedding, Why not?
Bilkul.
We've talked about heritage, we've talked about dacoits, we've talked about cruises, we've talked about nature, we've talked about everything possible. Do you think MP also has place for amusement parks?
Good afternoon, everyone. So I think what everyone is talking about is more than amusement. So it's amusement only. So we started with experience, and then immersive experience. Mukherjee ma'am said immersive experience. What if we have immersive interactive experience? So this is what amusement can offer. And amusement interactive experience make the experience memorable for lifetime. If you experience something in person, you might forget it after 5 years. But then amusement interactive experience can make it last forever. So this is what amusement industry can offer. And that's why youth, the Gen Zs and Gen Alpha are more attracted towards these. And unfortunately, in MP barring Indore, such facilities are not much available. So maybe because these take huge capex, heavy investments, land availability, but now recent policies are very conducive and very attractive. So I think these kinds of attractions can come. Apart from this, what you mentioned, sir, Amarnathji, so we can, in theme parks, if we create theme park and create a live show about what used to happen in Gwalior earlier, a dacoit show or something like that, and make people part of it. So interactive, immersive experience these things can be given in theme parks, amusement parks.
Said about the saturation point of Rajasthan, it's very true, you know. I mean, you have this palace, that palace, it goes on and on. So you want to do something, it should be very different because people want to be unique, they want to be talked about. People get married in a plane, people go to Iceland and marry in an ice hotel. So, you know, you've got so many virgin experiences in Madhya Pradesh which should be capitalized in a controlled way.
There are many divorces and marriage happening there already.
Second
marriages, you should give incentives, you know, yes.
Sir, apart from this, I truly believe that amusement industry, which is going to be a 30,000 crore industry by 2030, MP doesn't have a big share of it. And you know, there are so many economies of the world which are purely driven by amusement. So for example, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, these counties, Singapore, Malaysia, now Vietnam. Vietnam has both travel and amusement. So France, you know, 19% of the GDP comes from Disney. So amusement is so necessary to attract youth. You know, youth, youngsters, children might not be so much attracted to cultural tourism, regional tourism, religious tourism. They would be more attracted towards amusement. So if the culture tourism has an addition of amusement, then that would give a holistic attraction to the entire family, and it becomes a major part of tourism. So this is my take on this.
Thank you. MP government might decide to leave some bits of tourism like this to other states and other countries, but of course they might also not.
You can do a Desi amusement park. You don't want Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck here, you know. I'm sure you've got so many heroes and people from Madhya Pradesh. You should, you know, as an intelligent client, commission somebody like Disney to do an Indian Disney.
Sorry, I'll just cut you here. So there are companies in India who can do this. We don't need Disneys and Universals to do this because we can create local experiences better than what they can do there. So yeah, there are companies who are there are companies who have invested in other states, but now they have started coming here, and the various companies who can create local experiences merged with amusement. So this can be done and this should be done. This is how everyone is doing now. Thank you.
So,
just to add what you're saying, there's a great need to customize. We need not follow West in everything, that doesn't make any sense in India. So some initiatives are being taken by private sector also in Madhya Pradesh. I'm just sharing a piece of information. That's nothing, no point I'm making. There's one very good experience curated in Khajuraho called Walk with Pardis. Pardis are the kind of tribes who are known for they are not very law-abiding kind of people. They live in their own world and they are like Baghis, you know. And they have curated a very good experience, Walk with the Pardis, and it's very much liked. So these kind of local, and as Mr. Mohammed also said, this is the land of Baghis actually, Bhind Morena belt. चंबल का पानी पी करके लोग सुनता हूँ मैं, पता नहीं कितना सही है, यहाँ पे बैठे होंगे, कुछ ऑफेंस मत लीजिएगा इसका, मतलब बागी हो जाते हैं. सही है ये, देखिए इन्होंने एंडोर्स कर दिया, ये पीती है ना चंबल का पानी.
तो आपने चंबल का खाना खिलाया था तो फिर बंदूक भी देनी पड़ेगी.
तो हमें ये चीज़ों को पकड़ना है और उसको क्यूरेट करना है. तो आप जैसे लोगों का मैं जस्ट गिविंग अ पॉइंटर टू यू दैट प्लीज़ वर्क ऑन दीज थिंग्स एंड दिस वुड बी वेरी मच लाइक्ड. एंड ये हमारी चीज़ को, और हमें ज़्यादा मेहनत नहीं करनी है, वो नेचुरली है यहाँ पर, उसे बस निकालना है सामने.
I think Vineet is the Vice President Operations of Accor Hotels. Some 5,000, 50,000, how many hotels do you have worldwide?
5,600,
yes.
Counting.
And 45 brands and so on. France-based, and we've just been talking about France. You've been listening to everybody, and I just want to know how many new hotels have you planned over the last 1 hour while you were listening to everybody to, tap all of this potential?
Okay, so first of all, I think we should give a round of applause to both the moderators. After such a lovely lunch, keeping this end of this day so encouraging and so motivating with Dakus, Chambal Pe cruise, weddings, first weddings, second wedding, I don't know how many more. All right, curation, some divorces, and I think it's PPP should actually be public private profit. You know, ultimately, this is how we have to approach it. So after all this is happening, ultimately, what is it? आदमी कभी भी ना कभी तो सोएगा, right? And that's where we will come in as hospitality. Madhya Pradesh is exceptionally exciting for us, and I'm speaking about as a hotelier operator. For all the reasons that was discussed over here, but there's one more thing which I'll really like to speak about. That is MICE. I think today in India, while we are having so much just going outbound, there's so much of potential of just looking at it domestically for us. Sometimes you don't realize the scale and volume of the industries and the verticals that we have, and that comes with everything together, right? You have good experiences, you have culture, you have a thought, oh, I'm going to go to so-and-so city to attend it, it motivates me. Connectivity, of course, adds. Infrastructure, most definitely, and then, of course, number of rooms available to cater to this. And that's how we are actually looking at Madhya Pradesh very, very carefully. Accor right now operates about 73 hotels, operates 73 open hotels in the country right now. We've got about 40 more in pipeline, 13,500 rooms. We will enter Madhya Pradesh early next year in Bhopal, followed by our assets in Indore. And there are a lot of discussions which are happening specifically with these two cities, along with Ujjain. Religious tourism is we didn't touch it too much, but I think Madhya Pradesh again has this amazing ability to drive that, to promote it, and to propel it to the next level. All right, Ujjain, and then of course Gwalior is showing a lot of interest for us as well. So in terms of the whole piece of any city, I think all these pillars need to come in together. And in whichever way we can do this, we are more than happy to come back and contribute and add to this lovely, lovely city. One last thing that I want to touch about is, please remember, selling inbound, of course, we all will try, but in India, for India is the key. हम सब सोचते हैं कि नॉर्थ ऑफ इंडिया से हम केरला जाएंगे. जो केरला में है वो भी तो कहीं जाते हैं, राइट? एंड दैट इज वेयर दुबई काम करने के लिए जाते हैं. Asit was in Dubai, right? But I have lived in that lovely state. I have operated a hotel there as well, and I understand how enamored they are by our own culture, which is India is such a diverse country, and like उन्होंने बोला ना भी तो यहीं पर है. So it all starts from here. I think we should be able to juice this out, and all of us should follow PPP. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would just like to add what he said. Very important point he made in the last. And I would like to slightly contradict what Mr. Amarnath said in the beginning. He compared Madhya Pradesh with France and said that they received 90 million and we must compete with them. So just a piece of information for him that we've already outpaced them. We receive 130 million. What to talk of 90 million? That's one. Why should we discriminate between domestic and foreign travelers? You know, the kind of domestic tourism churning happening in the country is mind-boggling. 250 crores domestic tourist visits were recorded in 2023. 24, the data is going to be 280 crores. What are we talking? Are they just roaming around without money? This country has got enough disposable income in the pockets of people. And if we don't gear ourselves up to receive them and give them due weightage, due respect, we are failing in our duty. Thank you so much.
So, thank you. And just as a last word, We are at the Aga Khan Trust for Culture very excited about working with, along with Indigo, with the tourism and the archaeology departments to really create, a model for conservation of state monuments. I noticed you have about 700. And at Humayun's tomb, when we conserved the monument, the visitor numbers went up 1,000%. So those are some figures from conservation that also need to be taken into account. I think Asad is going to have the last word.
I thought we are way over time. I had something fun prepared, but I may skip it, or I'll just tell you, I just put my old advertising hat on and I had a chat with my friend, my new friend, ChatGPT this morning, and I asked them if I had to best position Gwalior as a tourism and a bridge to cultural bridge, what would that be? And I was told that Gwalior has everything going for it right now. It just needs to be your statements need to be louder, bolder, and it came up with, for the music tourism, it came up with 2 lines which I actually like, as Gwalior, where music fortifies the soul. And the other one is from Tansen to tomorrow. I think we have lots of wonderful things happening in this beautiful city. Thank you for hosting us here for this conference. And thank you for your wonderful insights. And to the audiences for not falling asleep. I think we may have been slightly entertaining. And have a wonderful rest of the conference, I guess.